Yes, sir. What's up, y'all? We are Gifted Eyez Podcast. This is your captain speaking. I'm Peter Pilot, also known as Pilot P, and I'm here with my co-host.
JD.
I'm here with my other co-host.
R3.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yo, we have so many topics that we want to talk about, but today we chose something that's actually very important because with self-improvement, you got to start with this. But before we jump into the topic, I need you to do something for us.
Yup, make sure you hit that like and subscribe buttons,
Dang.
that notification button. If it's a button, please
Dang
smack
it.
it.
You already know.
Please. And comment. Tell us what you think, Don't be shy.
Let us know.
Yeah, don't be shy.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We feed off your comments, and when we hear feedback from you, then we could improve what we need to improve.
Yeah.
So that's the goal.
Some of y'all got jokes. I'm not saying any names.
Huh?
Oh, yes. Some people got jokes.
Some of them got jokes. But yeah, just make sure y'all comment because we actually want to hear what you want to say. Because again, it's a two-way street at the end of the day. You feel me? So make sure you comment, like, post, share. Everything. You feel me? Because we want to help you, help us.
Yes, sir.
You know how that goes. But yeah. So the topic for today is all about identity.
Who are you?
What are you?
I don't know. Who am I?
But to start it off, we actually want to share a post from Megan Lane. Her @ is @ Megan Rose Lane.
Yeah, shout out to Megan. Shout out to Megan.
Shout out to Megan. Megan the vegan. Might have to trademark that. Megan the vegan.
There's probably one already too.
Already destroying my dreams.
Eat it.
Crazy.
Yep. Man, hit you with that.
But she made a post. It looks like Twitter, right? It's like
Yeah.
a Twitter post. But I saw it on Facebook, I believe. And I want to actually read it because this actually makes sense, and this is actually very important with today's time. So this is what it says. If you don't spend time getting to know yourself, you'll end up absorbing everyone else's random and conflicting ideas about you. Knowing who you are on a very deep and intimate level is the best way to protect yourself from internalizing disempowering opinions from others. So I actually want that to sink in because that's actually a really
Completely
deep post right there.
Yep.
You feel me?
Completely agree with too.
Yes, sir.
No, that makes sense. First thing that comes to mind is like a quote that I've heard recently. And it's pretty much like a boat that's in the water doesn't sink because the water that's around it. You know what I mean?
Mm.
It's the water that gets in it that makes a boat sink.
Mm.
So the reason how that connects to this quote is if you don't know who you are, any little thing that comes, towards your way, positive or negative, could actually just seep into you and either, help you float or sink. So that's pretty much what, Megan Lane is saying. Like, you got to really know who you are so that other things don't affect you in a negative way. In like, a solution or a way that I would recommend, building your identity is, journaling, manifestation and stuff like that. Like writing down what you want to be as well as like who you already think you are. You know what I mean? And, reinforcing it, going over it every day. Even if you want to, do it type it up on a Google Doc or write it in a journal. If you constantly put it in your mind, that's what you are, and then you're also going to be. But yeah, that's just a quote that came up to mind, and I definitely believe it. How about y'all?
I would have to say, yeah, I completely agree with it. It actually kind of goes, how I'm taking it is it kind of goes back to the last episode about self-improvement.
Mm-hmm.
You need to know yourself, to intentionally change yourself. And to do that, you need to know what's worthy of your time and hard work and, all the aspects that deal with improving yourself. You know what I mean? And the fact is, you need to know yourself to, like, people are going to say whatever they want, at the end of the day. And you gotta know that, be true to yourself and know what path you want to take and what you want to do. And when you know that, Pilot P says it all the time. Opportunity over obstacles. You know what I mean? And that's just obstacles. You gotta be worthy of yourself. You gotta know your worth and pretty much know. Don't waste your time on obstacles. That could be with a person. You know, uh, a bad hobby you have or a bad habit. Stuff like that. You need to know what you want with your life.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And to do that, you have to be, if you intentionally want to change your life, you need to, know that.
Yeah, that's really, really, really important. Like, before you do anything, you gotta know where you are. First, actually, not even where you are. First, you gotta know how you started.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you gotta know the past. Then you gotta know where you are currently. Then you gotta know where you want to go into the future, because the past meets the present, and the present meets the future. And then
Spitting, huh?
come on, you know me. Nah, but like, all jokes aside, is like, I feel like a lot of times people struggle is because they don't know who they are.
Mm.
They don't know their history. They don't know what they want to do. And it gets to a point when they do figure it out, the next step is they don't know how to do it.
Mm.
But before you get to how, you got to get to what and why, because that is the catalyst to everything that follows. And we're a podcast all about self-improvement, but how can we talk about self-improvement when you don't know where you started? You feel me? If your goal is to do 100 push-ups in one set, you got to know if you could do 10. You got to know if you could do at least one. Then you build off of it. But you have to know who you are and what you are. You feel me? And it's funny because, like, I start thinking about people with, like, drug addictions. The first thing to do, you got to admit that you have a drug addiction.
Yeah, that's facts.
And the reason why you do that is because you finally take the chance to identify and internalize what and who you are. You feel me? So that's something that I think about all the time, because I'm in so many different creative spaces. And this is recently because my goal is to live. So I'm trying to learn so many different things about life in general. And a lot of things do conflict, like different identities. But I know that I'm not just one thing. I'm many different things because I work in those creative spaces. So just being able to understand yourself and how it affects other people, and you can help other people do it, then you become more solid with yourself and the people you're around. Because the confidence comes in. And once the confidence comes in, then you feel like you could do anything. And that's what we want people to do. Like, that's what we want people to feel, because we want people to just continue improving themselves. But again, for you to improve yourself, you got to understand who you are in the beginning.
Yep.
And then build from there.
Yep. And you see a lot of people who really don't know themselves. They get influenced a lot by other people.
Easily.
You know what I mean? And it's almost like they're creating your identity instead of you, And if you want to be in a place that you really want with whatever, make sure it's what you want. You know what I mean? Because
it's authentic.
Yeah.
It's real. You don't want to be what others are already. You want to be you. You can only be you. You don't want to be like Perkio. For those who don't know, Perkio is Lil Durk's little, it's like twin. But yeah, you know what I mean? This is
just And it's crazy. I've heard a quote. It's how's it go? Be yourself. You don't want to be somebody else, because when you try to be somebody else, you'll only be a second-rate version of them.
I see.
Yeah.
I see.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, yeah, you don't be somebody else. Don't try to be anyone. You could, that's the thing. Like, you can have friends around you. That's another thing. Like, make sure the people that you're around.
A circle.
Yeah, make sure you're with the people that, you want to you want to grow with them, kind of thing.
Yeah.
It could be friends, lovers, whatever, family. Make sure you're around people that are trying to better themselves, because it's actually a fact that when you're around that, you pick up habits, and it's not like they're creating your identity. It's more you're picking up, you're being influenced. Everyone gets influenced somehow. It's the human, everything's an influence. Social media, commercial,
Family,
everything,
school,
family, everything.
Wait, city,
Yeah, all that.
country,
So
everything.
what you want to do is just make sure you're around people that you can identify yourself.
Yeah, what's the quote? You are
You're the average of the five
Five-
people you
five
hang
closest
with the
people?
most.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I was thinking about that too. Like, that quote's powerful because whoever, like Richie was saying, like whoever you're around the most, you pick up their, like you said, habits, the tendencies, just every little thing. It's gonna rub off onto you. You know what I mean? So if there's something about you don't like, look at your circle. Maybe somebody else does the same exact thing as you.
Yeah.
And sometimes, you might have to cut that person off for your own benefit. You know what I mean? So it might be hard, but if you really want to, step yourself up to the next level, you might have to, just cut that person out. For even, it could be temporary, but for long term, what you got to do for yourself.
And just to clarify, there's a difference between cutting somebody out and burning bridges.
Yeah.
You don't want to burn bridges. You can cut people out, but don't burn bridges.
That's a good point too. Definitely. So, definitely look at yourself in the mirror and see where, you could improve. But also like we said before, what are the things that you don't necessarily like about yourself, and see if other people around you are doing the same exact thing. And once you do that and, remove yourself, you can replace it and, substitute it for something that's better for yourself.
Yeah.
And that's another thing about knowing your identity, because when, you truly know yourself, you know who you want to be around. You know what I mean? So
Literally everything just feeds off with identity.
yeah.
And I'm a person that I tell people this all the time. And like, you got to be real with yourself. You feel me? Like,
yeah.
If you are on the heavier side, you need to understand, yeah, I am on the heavier side. Like, that's something that you need to say, and then be like, okay, are you going to accept it or decline it? If you accept it, all right, then you're happy with your life and you don't want to make any changes. If you decline it, then you're like, yo, I got to make some changes. You feel me? But you have to accept it first. You feel me? If you're a person that watches TV every single day and not really productive, again, are you going to accept it or are you going to decline it? If you accept it, okay, you're happy with your life. If you're not happy with your life, do something different. Go to the gym. Go out with friends. Go read a book. Do something different than what you're actually doing. You feel me? So always try to figure out if you like what you're doing. And if you do, and actually, let's take it to another step. Like what you're doing, and is it benefiting you in life? You feel me? Because there's a lot of things that you can like, but does it benefit you? For an example, you can love eating cake. But if you eat cake every single day, there's a high chance of getting diabetes. There's a high chance of dying. You do not want that. I promise you. So if that's the case,
I like cake.
Yeah, this
Cake goes stupid,
I'll
bro.
do this time, but like, yo,
Cheesecake goes stupid.
I'm not gonna hold you.
yo, cheesecake, yo. I'm not gonna lie. I had cheesecake yesterday. Yo,
I'm not gonna hold you.
No
I
cap.
took my sister's.
no cap. My shit was fried.
Oh, that's different.
I had fried cheese
Yeah, that's
cake.
different.
Fried cheesecake. That shit.
That's
So
different.
They baked it and fried it.
Yep. They made cheesecake
different,
and
bro.
then they put that shit in the deep fryer and when I that shit was
Oh man.
Nah, but for real.
But yeah,
Now we're trying to get serious.
yeah, right.
But all jokes aside, like, really think about yourself. I
Yeah.
want people to. The thing is, I'm about to go on a tangent. But the thing is, like, a lot of things that I've seen, especially on social media, everyone's always trying to put up a front. You feel me? So be real with yourself.
Yes,
Take accountability.
Take accountability.
lead your life. Do not accept what
Bro,
don't accept your life.
if
Lead it.
you don't like something and everyone else likes it,
Yeah.
be like, yo, I don't like it. That's why I'm not gonna do it.
Yes.
It's not that hard, bro.
And remove yourself if it's hard to make your own decisions in that environment.
Exactly. So I just want people to just be real with themselves. Like, there are people, the shorties are like, oh, I'm a 10. Really? Really? now everyone's a 10 nowadays, huh? You're a 10, you're a 10, you're a 10. I'm a 10.
I like the confidence, It's good to have confidence,
It's also crazy to be delusional.
Exactly, bro.
But,
but like,
I got you though. I feel you.
But again, you still got to be real with yourself. Like,
oh yeah,
someone could literally be a 10, and they could be like, nah, I feel like I'm a 7. They'd be like, why? Then they start pointing out, oh, I could do this better. I could do this better. They have a more realistic scope.
I'm a 3
themselves.
That's why they call me R3. I'm a 3.
Hear this guy? Nah, but let's bring it back. But the moral of this message is, when you actually think about your identity, just be real with yourself. Don't lie. Like, again, let's use the push-up example. Let's say I think I could do 50 push-ups. When I know I could only do 30, I can do 50. I'm telling people, yo, I can do 50 push-ups. Yo, I can do 50 push-ups. Yo, do 50 right now. Nah, not today, not today.
Not today. I already did 50 today.
Bro, like, if you could do 50, maybe I'll do 50.
I mean, you
gotta have the work.
Make that your goal.
Yeah, you gotta have the work to back it behind you.
Yeah.
So just be real with you. If you can't do the 50, you could do 30. Say you could do 30. No one's gonna be like, oh, he can only do 30. And if they do, all right, that's on them. Because at the end of the day, your goal is gonna be like so much further than everyone else's, because you're gonna work on it constantly. So
yeah, and to be honest, you will never better yourself if you sit there and you're like, oh, I can do this,
and never put in the work.
Never put in the work. You'll be sitting there doing 10 push-ups
for the rest of your life, right?
Yeah, you can't be. Yeah, exactly. Be real with yourself.
And you know what's
Don't
even crazier?
lie to yourself.
The people who talk the most, like, for an example, let's say I'm like, oh, I could do 50 push-ups, and they never work on it. They started with 10. Slowly, their muscles get weaker and weaker because they're not working on it.
Yeah.
So the thing is, when you get to a certain number or a certain goal, you have to maintain it. That's something that a lot of people just don't realize. They think if you make $1 million, oh, now I'm a millionaire, I don't have to do anything else. Nah, you have to continue doing what you was doing and more to maintain it. You feel me? So it's like, life is just very interesting, but it all falls back to identity. Who are you? Where'd you come from? Your history. And then you can move forward and be like, what do I want to do? What do I want to be?
And know the difference between confidence and not knowing, not being real with yourself. You know what I mean? You want to sit there and be like, I know I can put in the work to do this.
Exactly.
Rather than, I could do this. You know what I mean?
Exactly. And if you've done it before, then you could say, yo, I could do this. But if you haven't done it, your mindset is like, I think I could do it. You feel me? And then when you actually do it, now you can say, I did it. So, yeah, just always falls back to identity, understanding who you are. And then you can just improve from there.
Yep. That's the base. That's what, that's the feet, the stands.
The toes. Crusty toes.
Oh.
But yeah, is there anything else you guys want to talk about when it comes to identity? Anything else that comes to mind?
One thing is, when you really know your true identity, you can also treat other people the way, you can treat them. It affects how you treat other people. Because, when it comes to, knowing your identity, I think it also has to do with, relationships. It plays a big factor in, like, any relationship you have, how you treat people, how you let people treat you, stuff like that. So that's another aspect to identity.
I got a question for y'all. Do you guys feel like you can change your identity?
Yes.
Yeah, you think so?
Yes.
How?
Like, where I'm at right now, like changing my financial identity. I want to be a millionaire.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? I need to take, steps to do that. But I can do that. That's a change I can take.
Mm.
I mean, it might sound but I know I have to put that work in, and I can get there.
Yeah.
One day. It might not be tomorrow.
Yeah.
It's not gonna be tomorrow.
It could be. Yeah, you never know.
Yeah, hit that lotto.
Get the lotto. No,
Uh,
but
You think you can change it?
so when it comes to identity, this is my perspective. I think this fact based too, but hey, everyone got their own perspective. I think there are things that you can't change,
Yeah.
and there are things that you can change.
Oh yeah,
Feel
definitely.
me? That's what identity is.
Mm.
I think in today's time, everyone thinks you could change everything about yourself. That's why understanding the past is important. For an example, like me, both my parents are Haitian, and I was born in the U.S. That's something I cannot change. I can't go in the past and be like, no, I'm Japanese. I cannot do that. I can love Japanese culture. I can eat Japanese food. I can learn the language.
Watch your hentai.
Bro, yo, he got crazy. Watch
I know
my head.
he was cheesing. I know he was waiting for that.
Bro, I was ready for that.
No, but like all jokes aside, it's like I could go to Japan and live there for the next 5 years of my life, but I'll never be Japanese. I can't change that. But there are some things I can change.
I mean, you could change that. You could be Japanese.
How?
You go there and become a Japanese citizen. Now you're Japanese.
That's a Japanese citizen.
That's a Japanese citizen.
That's Japanese.
No, it's not.
No. I am.
I know what you mean. Like
I'm not authentically.
by origin wise, you
exactly.
can never be Japanese.
Valid.
But national, yeah, you can be a Japanese.
Valid. Okay, that's a perfect example.
Yeah.
Origin wise, I can never be Japanese
Mm.
because I already have my set origin that's already placed in the past now. But something I could change is the nationality.
Mm.
You feel me? What I rep. So again, there are many things that you can't change. That's just you.
Yeah.
You feel me? That's God given. But there are some things that you can change. Like you can change whatever nationality you want to be. You can change your financial situation, like you talked about. If you could change your physical appearance,
Yup.
you feel me? You could change your health.
Get some
Improve your
implants.
You change your mindset.
You could change your mindset.
Get some
Exactly.
implants.
That one is the one that, trickles down to everything else.
Mhm.
Once you're able to change your mindset,
Mm.
you could literally change your identity in any way, positive
Yeah.
or negative.
Yes, sir.
So if you do want to change your identity, first thing, change your mindset and how you want to go about that. I feel like that's the first step you got to take.
The mind's a powerful thing.
Strongest muscle you have, or
Yep.
potentially the strongest muscle
So
you
powerful.
can have.
There's a quote. It says, "Your mind can be a prison or a paradise." That's facts.
For real.
Know how to use it. Be
Know
careful
how
how
to
you
use
use it.
Sheesh.
But yeah, so there are things that you can change and can't change. Identify the things that you can't change, because that just makes it easier. A process of elimination. If you can't change it, so be it. Now figure out the things that you want to change. Figure out how to do it. Come up with a game plan. Surround yourself around the right people. Pick your 5 closest people to help you reach that goal. And nothing can stop you from at that point, especially if you have the right mindset. But again, identity is really, 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 really important.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Really. But it's really important. So
Mm-hmm.
again, having the right mindset, having the right people around you, and just being grateful that you're here and being able to do what you got to do, is important. So please take the time to learn about yourself. Take the time to explore things, travel, talk to people that you will never talk to in a million years, because they will open you up to new experiences, new events, and a different mindset.
Yeah, and to be honest, you don't really know yourself until you put yourself in an uncomfortable situation.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? That's when you like, oh shit, I didn't think I would be able to do this. I didn't think I'd go skydiving.
Yeah.
Me, I would never go skydiving.
Hey, never say never.
I
You
know.
might have to book that trip.
I know myself. I ain't nope.
Word. But yeah, y'all got anything else?
Nope. Just remember, you're not behind in life. Just keep moving forward.
Keep your eyes on the prize.
We are Gifted Eyez Podcast.
Peace.
Love and happiness.